Hey everyone, it's vmcampos, Vintage Magic Player. So I've got a deck here that I think is pretty cool. This is a vintage 20-year-old deck. This has got cards that are literally 20 years old. This is my blue-black Annoyance deck. Let's break it down and see how we can annoy our opponent. So first of all, I've got some swamps. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 swamps. Most of these are from either Ice Age. Check out that cool icy style. These are from 1995. Cool black borders, snowy. As a matter of fact, snow-covered swamps, which don't really give anything special to this deck, but they could have. Cool style. Then we've got the Mirage swamps, all 4 variants of those. Next up, islands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 islands. So again, these are either Ice Age islands, 1 snow-covered island, look at those heads right there, or Mirage islands. I think these ones were the valuable ones. So again, 1995, 1996. Okay, so here's where it starts to get annoying. I've got 2 strip mines. These are from 4th edition, back in 1995. These are lands. Tap to add 1 colorless mana to the mana pool, or tap and sacrifice to destroy target land. So I'm going to be nuking my opponent's lands. Strip mine. Take out their lands, they can't do their spells. So that's part of the puzzle of annoyance. This deck is built upon these beautiful annoying cards right here, a whole play set of Hymn to Tourach. Target player discards 2 cards at random from their hand. So this is only 2 black mana cost. These are from Fallen Empires, the Forgotten set from way back in 1994. I have 4 of them, a whole play set. So I'm going to be nuking cards out of people's hands right away. That's pretty annoying. Drain life, 1 black and 1 mana, which with more black mana I'm going to drain life either from the opponent or a creature, and I'm going to gain that life. I've got 2 of those, so I'm going to be sucking the life out of the opponents with a lot of black mana. And I'm going to produce a lot of black mana with Dark Ritual. The classic 1 black gives you 3 black mana. 2 of those. This is from 4th edition, and this one is from Ice Age. Which do you like better, that evil creepy wizard in the catacombs by himself, or the evil creepy wizard with Stonehenge? 3 black mana. Pump those into drain life and start to drain life. Pretty annoying. Alright, then we've got here Terror. 1 mana, 1 black, and that's it. Bury target non-black, non-artifact creature. So any one of your creatures, dead. Out of 2 black mana. Nocturnal Raid. A little bit higher casting cost. 2 and then 2 black. All black creatures get +2/+0 until end of turn. So obviously I'm going to use this instant during my turn to pump up my creatures as I attack my opponent. 1 of those. Fear, which is an enchantment for 2 black. Target creature cannot be blocked except by artifact creatures or black creatures. So I'm going to get my creatures swarming, and they'll be unblockable except by black or artifacts. 2 of those. Order of the Ebon Hand, only 2 black mana to bring in a protection from white creature of 2/1, which can be pumped up with black mana +1/+0, or First Strike. So I've got 2 of these. Clerics. This deck has a lot of pump creatures. So here's Horror Shade. No, get your mind out of the gutter, not that kind of horror. Horror Shade, Summon Shade. Now these are old classic cards, so I would say Summon Shade. Summon Clerics, not Creature Clerics and such. Get that out of here. This is old school. Speaking of old school, I forgot to mention, Dark Ritual back in the day was an interrupt. You don't even know what an interrupt is nowadays. It's an instant. But an interrupt was faster than an instant back in the day. Anyway, back to my horrors. So 2 Horror Shades, +1/+1 for 1 black mana. 1/2, so this is another creature to pump up with all my black mana over there. Dark Ritual, coming right at you. Now their related cousins from Mirage is the Fetid Horror. This is also +1/+1, it's exact same stats, they're basically cousins, kissing cousins. And one is from Ice Age, one is from Mirage, exact same stats. So if I could have wanted to bring up the annoyance factor, I'd have a playset of 4 of the Horrors and a playset of 4 of the Fetid. Next up, Abyssal Spectre. Both of these are from 5th edition, 1997. Can you believe that? 20 years ago. Flying, 4 converted mana cost, 2/3, but here's the kicker. If Abyssal Spectre damages any player, he or she chooses and discards a card. So if they don't have a flyer, they get dinged. And if they get dinged, they lose cards. Next up is the blue cards. So nothing too special. A flying creature, 3+1 blue. That's it, 3/3 flying. No big deal. Here's a bigger deal. Air Elemental, classic creature, summon Elemental, flying, 4/4. So here's more of my annoying creatures. Reef Pirates, 1 and blue. It's a 2/2, okay, not so bad, but here's the great part. Whenever Reef Pirates damages an opponent, take the top card of his or her library and put it into his or her graveyard. So I got 2 of those, one from Homelands, which is the set that everyone hates, and one from 5th edition. So get my little boats across, and they're gonna destroy their library. Well, how do you get them across easily? You put fear on them, of course. Cannot be blocked except by artifact creatures or black creatures. 2 of those. This happy little guy, the Zurin Enchanter. 2 converted mana cost for a 1/1. Well, he's not going to attack. He's going to mess you up this way. 1 black and 2 more. Target player chooses and discards 1 card from their hand. So this is going to be super annoying because my 2 guys right here are going to be forcing you to pick a card out of your hand to discard every time I'm able to. And I'm going to be able to with all my mana and my Dark Rituals, so your hand's going to whittle down even more. Here's another great, beautiful, simple, annoying card. 2 blue, bounce a permanent. That's a creature, that's a land, an enchantment, whatever's permanent on the battlefield. This is from the reprint set of Chronicles, originally in Legends. This is from way back in 1995. 2 of those to strike terror into the opponent. Classic counterspell. So classic that it's still listed as an interrupt, which nowadays are extinct, which nowadays are basically instants. 2 blue, counter target spell. The end. This is one of the newer ones from this age, Tempest, 1997. I'm not so cruel, I've only got 1 of them. 1 counter spell. So basically any of the spells, kaput. Here's where I am annoying and cruel. Power Sink. X and blue to counter a spell. Well, what's the X? Counter target spell unless that spell's caster pays an additional X. That player must draw and pay all available mana from lands and mana pool until X is paid. He or she may also pay from other sources. So basically they're trying to cast a spell. I say, nah, 1 blue and 3 more. They've got to pay 3 more mana to make that spell work, and it's going to tap their lands. It's going to sink their power. 2 of those. Got the Ice Age, and I have the 4th edition art. Lastly, we're going to go to the multicolor spells. This is Limdul's Vault. Yep, love that wall of text. This is back from Alliances, 1996. One black, one blue, super simple. What does it do? It's basically a kind of a tutor, a library manipulation card. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. As many times as you choose, you may pay 1 life to put those cards on the bottom of your library and look at the top 5 cards next. Shuffle all but the top 5 cards of your library. Put those 5 on top in any order. So what's happening here is I can set up my next 5 turns. With only 2 mana, I can set up my deck for the next 5 turns with simply 1 life. So totally set myself up for the big wins. And finally, my opponent's fate is sealed with Sealed Fate. This is X, blue-black. The X is, look at the top X cards of target opponent's library. Remove 1 of those cards from the game and put the rest back on top of that player's library in any order. Imagine me pumping in 2 Dark Rituals into this, looking at 6 of their cards, getting rid of the best card that was coming up. Now remember, this is exile in the modern parlance. I'm going to exile 1 of their cards, not to the library, exile it. And then the rest I'm going to put back however I want. Oh, why are you getting mana screwed? Because your fate is sealed. It's good to know more about your enemy's fate than your enemy does. So there you go, a vintage blue-black Annoyance deck. What do you think? All of these cards are common or uncommon from their time period. Dare to challenge me? Find me and my Abyssal Spectre online.